Welcome back to a brand new Clash Royale video, guys. My name is Chief Pat, and today we're going to be hopping into a couple of matches from the other day where I actually went on a 17-game streak without losing a single battle along the way. I had a bunch of wins, I had a couple of draws thrown in there, but 17 straight battles without losing was pretty awesome. I think I went from like 42nd in the world all the way up to number 5. But let's go ahead and hop into some of the replays, starting off against King, and this is actually pretty funny. If you look at King's deck, he's actually using the exact deck that I created for that video I made previously. It's the deck you guys see me use all the time. It's with the P.E.K.K.A, the Musketeer, Goblin, Arrows, Elixir Pump, Hog Rider, Valkyrie, Free Spell, and it's called the Chief's Pat Special, but it looks like he was using it against me, which is sure to be pretty interesting for a match. Of course, actually having created this deck, I know all the counters to it, and a lot of Western players actually use this towards the top. They use this exact deck. Some of them use Goblins, some of them swap the Goblins in for Skeletons, but I know the exact play style, so let's go and try to play against it and see if we can take him out. Now, if you look from the very beginning, I'm playing the Giant Skeleton deck, which is a pretty fun one to play. I posted a video about it the other day, and of course, some of you guys might have seen me on TV Royale getting a little bit unlucky with it. It happens, but still, let's go ahead and push down the right-hand lane with the Giant Skeleton as well as the 3 Musketeers, and looks like that P.E.K.K.A is going to die pretty quickly. Unfortunately, that Giant Bomb didn't really do anything, and as I poisoned his tower, predicting some Spear Goblins, some Goblins, or anything like that, that's when he dropped the Valkyrie Freeze on me, which is the perfect counter to the 3 Musketeer push. That's what I use inside of my deck whenever someone uses 3 Musketeers against me. Just use that Valkyrie and a free spell. It's 8 elixir to take out a 9 elixir card. And as we speed through the battle, there was something happening with the replay where it skipped forward. Let's go ahead and keep going. Where the tower is still at 2,300 trophies, we're going to drop a poison spell to lower that P.E.K.K.A's attack speed, as well as keep pushing our way through as the Giant Bomb explodes and ends up taking out that clump of troops. Now, that bomb proved to be pretty useful. Of course, our Valkyrie is still swinging away at that tower, and taking a look at where we are with 30 seconds left, we both actually are about 1100 HP on our towers, and seeing as I thought the Hog Rider wouldn't die, I dropped those Spear Goblins. Turned out that one last arrow from my Crown Tower took it out, but again, doing the Giant Skeleton 3 Musketeer push, and this is where he makes a big mistake. He drops his Valkyrie, and after that Valkyrie goes down, we can just start going in with our 3 Musketeers as well as our own Valkyrie, and at this point, it's 3 Musketeers versus 1. That's not the best combination, and as we freeze both his tower and his Musketeer, he's going to drop some Goblins, but still, we've got a ton of troops going down. Doesn't even matter that he took out our free spell. We've still got a Musketeer on the tower right there, bringing it down to 437 HP, which means we are only about a poison spell and a half from winning this battle. So we could either sit back on defense and cycle to our poison spell, or try to go on some sort of offensive push. He actually got his Hog Rider to the tower. I was scared that he got his second hit, because in that case he might have been able to double arrow me. But at this point, just going to go ahead and keep cycling through our cards. You can notice the poison spell is burning down the tower, and it does 330 damage, so I know that one won't be enough. I'm going to go ahead and keep playing our troops, freeze both the P.E.K.K.A as well as the Valkyrie, and seeing as the free spell lasts like 8 seconds, one more poison spell will be enough to end the game, and that'll wrap it up playing against King. So we beat our own deck, which is pretty funny, and I think this deck does fairly well. If you can bait out either the Valkyrie or the free spell, you can definitely wreak havoc with the 3 Musketeers. So 1 crown to 0 victory, not too shabby. Again, this deck does see a lot of 3 crown victories, but let's go ahead and hop into the next battle where we're going to be playing against Trigger again from In the Light. I think In the Light is like the #1 clan in the world, so I play these guys all the time. But let's go ahead and go into this one. Looks like our starting hand has 3 Musketeers. We've got the Valkyrie, the poison spell, the cannon. Starting off with the 3 Musketeers and splitting them on both sides. You guys might wonder why I do that. That's so they can't all be destroyed by a single fireball. They might still be hit, 2 Musketeers might be hit with a fireball, that's okay, but if I can at least get 1 Musketeer on the other side, I definitely think that's still worth. Looks like the Golem's going to be crossing its way over the bridge, while my Valkyrie and Musketeer go crazy on the left-hand side. Musketeer's going to get a good amount of damage off, and he's not really respecting that 1 Musketeer while he pushes this other side. So let's go ahead and destroy this Golem, and as soon as that explodes, we're just going to play a couple of 3 Musketeers on, 3 Goblins, Spear Goblins on defense. That's what they should call them, 3 Spear Goblins instead of regular Spear Goblins on defense to protect against that Valkyrie. Overall, giving us a pretty significant edge going into the rest of the battle. We're even on elixir, but if you look at that left-hand tower, it's only at 696 HP. If we can get one more hit onto that tower, we can probably just use 2 poison spells to take it out. But let's go ahead and start a push down the right-hand lane with our giant skeleton and see if we need to follow up with something like our 3 musketeers. Now, he's probably going to drop his golem, which he's going to do right there, which means I can either try to drop my 3 musketeers to take it out instantly or go for the other side, which is what I'm going to do right here. But unfortunately, he actually has the fireball, which he didn't have in the very beginning of the battle, which means it's going to be a little bit tougher from here on out. I thought he didn't have any direct damage, which would have made the 3 musketeers crazy OP, but seeing as he does, we're gonna have to play just a little bit of defense. But take a look at this golem. All this golem is doing is giving me time to set up an offensive push, and now I have a free giant skeleton, a free Valkyrie running down the right hand lane. Now notice those spear goblins. Those spear goblins got enough damage off to where I can drop a single poison spell now and take out that tower. So while the minions run down the lane, I don't have any air troops to counter them. Let's just drop a giant skeleton to be nice and fat inside of their way, and as it rumbles its way through, he's gonna drop another golem on the left hand side, and let's drop that poison spell to take out the tower. So now that the tower's down, we chunk the golem just a little bit. We're just gonna play defense for the rest of this battle. He shouldn't really be able to push us unless we do something stupid. 3 musketeers are gonna go down right now. Of course, he's gonna probably fireball those as soon as possible. I was hoping they would get out of the way, although they're still shooting right now, which is pretty amazing. And yeah, pretty high value for all of the cards that I played right there. Only 20 seconds left. He's going to play a Valkyrie to stop that giant skeleton. Looks like that's going to be taken out. Our own Valkyrie will be dropped just to make sure that his was going to stay in the same place. And as he drops the golem, 10 seconds will not be enough for it to take out the tower. And that's going to wrap up the game, giving us yet another 1 crown to 0 victory with this deck as the poison spell melts the rest of his troops. So good game. These were just 2 examples of the wins I had during the 17 game streak that I'll show you guys right after this final battle. But let's go ahead and see the scumbag who we played next. Okay, well, we entered the legendary arena. Oh, we play Molt U2. I wonder who this guy is. No, Molt was sitting right next to me, and Molt was like, hey, Pat, what deck are you playing? I was like, oh, I'm playing the Giant Skeleton 3 Musketeers deck. He's like, oh, cool, I'm going to copy your deck and play you with it. He didn't really say that, but he was like, okay, I'm going to try that deck out. And then guess who I get matched up against? I get matched up against Molt, and instantly I'm looking at him across the table. I'm like, Molt, if you beat me, I'm 1 trophy away from number 3 in the world. I've had 17 straight matches without losing. I will come across this table and strangle your throat and make sure you never play Clash Royale again. And he just simply drops an emote on me, and we start the battle off. He's going to be playing a Valkyrie down the left-hand lane. I have my giant skeleton. I've got to play my own Valkyrie on defense to help out. Looks like that giant skeleton is going to be distracted by those goblins, which means we didn't get a lot of damage off onto his giant skeleton, so now we have to play a lot of defense. I'm actually going to freeze maybe that Hog Rider. Yeah, let's freeze the Hog Rider, as well as we froze the tip of the giant skeleton. And looks like all of those will die, or at least they should die. The cannon's going to help out just a bit to take out that Hog Rider, but so far didn't really take a positive trade there, and he has a 2 elixir lead as well as a tower lead going into the rest of the battle. At this point, I'm looking at Molt across the table. I'm like, bro, are you serious? We're in the Supercell HQ. I'm throwing the angry emotes. I'm like, if you are the one to take me out, then I am just going to kill you. But he didn't care. We were having a great time. Of course, we're not going to win trade or anything like that. We play every battle to the fullest, no matter if it betters anyone else. I'm not going to get into that. Anyways, giant skeletons running down the lane. This time I'm fighting on my side of the map, which is better, but look at the 3 musketeers. I can't drop my Valkyrie because they can't get all 3 of them at once, so I have to wait. Now watch these spear goblins. Or yeah, there's the spear goblins. The spear goblins, they waited for the 3 musketeers to explode, and now with the Valkyrie and goblins and 3 musketeers running down the lane, he's going to zap them, which is a little bit strange, but now we're just going to play another cannon on defense, and it's sort of just a stalemate right now. At this point, I wouldn't mind tying against Molt and just keeping the streak alive. Again, I was only like 1 trophy away from the number 3 spot, so let's go ahead and keep sitting back on defense. I played a giant skeleton right there, which was a bit of a mistake, and he's going to follow up with a cannon, and it's pretty hard to crack his base because he can just play a giant skeleton anytime I play 3 musketeers, which is why I'm going to go ahead and start off with a Valkyrie on this left-hand side, and now that I know that he doesn't have his giant skeleton, I'm actually going to get pretty aggressive. Look at the 3 musketeers that I drop, and now watch the right hand side. I make a mistake. I should have freezed the 3 musketeers. I drop a poison spell like an idiot. If I froze them and dropped goblins, he wouldn't have been able to do anything about it, but I just gave Molt a free tower, even though I got his other tower down to 975 HP. That means that I can't really rush it. I don't have any cards that directly attack the tower. I don't have a Hog Rider. I don't have a Balloon. He's going to play a Cannon and a Giant Skeleton. Scumbag Molt stealing my win streak and ending it at 17 straight games. He instantly was cracking up and walking away at the office. I was like, Molt, I hate you. I guess this is what happens when you play your friends inside of Clash Royale. They show you no mercy and they beat you even though you're on an insane winning streak. Well, we stayed ethical. We didn't give each other the win. We fought it out no matter what happened. And taking a look at the streak, scrolling down from the very bottom, starting off against MCDJ, you can see a bunch of victories. I played against YC from H2O, a bunch of 1 crown to zeros, just going in a row, even playing the Royal Giant. I was getting some draws thrown in there, getting a victory with that inside of yesterday's video. Win, 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 draw, win, 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 Molt, I hate you. So there's your episode of Clash Royale today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember, even your friends can turn against you. Use your own deck against you and stop your 17-game win streak. So yeah, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you drop a like. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.